If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, a no facts, all feelings wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
What's the deal, girls? What's happening? What are we doing? How are we feeling?
I went to BJ's Wholesale Club this week, and
I know
it. Know it to know it is to love it.
I don't think we have it out here. I think
that's why I clarified, and I didn't just say I went to BJ's because I was like,
what do they sell?
It's like a Sam's Club, except
it's like a Costco,
local. Yeah, Costco, whatever.
Actually, I've never been to a Sam's Club out here, but we must have. We have Costco and Sam's Club, but I grew up on BJ's, and I do have brand loyalty to BJ's, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, you love it. Wellesley Farms, that is the BJ's brand. Anyways. I walked by a 24-pack of seasonal polar seltzer, and I have to tell you, I love a seasonal thing, like any seasonal thing, so I bought it. The first one I've
seltzer,
tried,
though.
Well, I'm always down to try something, Ann.
Sure. I'm not criticizing you. I'm more criticizing the seltzer company because I'm like, how did this go?
Well, sometimes it's very good. They had a cranberry
what does that
one
can
last
look
year.
like?
Well, so this is what I'm about to get into, and I can't show it to you until I tell you what flavor it is. It is brown sugar clementine.
Oh, Leah, I don't like that.
And it's not that it's bad, but it is the most confusing thing that I have ever tasted.
What's the mouthfeel?
Brown sugar clementine. Those just aren't things that
There's
like together.
But I don't think a cake should go in a seltzer.
Yeah. There's like a lower
cake. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a lower molassesy feeling, but then it's like with a sharp citrus at the same time. And it's just a lot. But it's not bad. I wish I could share it with you guys so you guys could be like, and that's all happening in my mouth at the same time.
It does sound more confusing than repulsive, but like, yeah.
And now I have many of them that I have to get through.
I think,
24
to me,
pack. Oh my God.
You have to, listen, you've got to take these opportunities where you find them. I think one of the great joys of life, but it is a problem, is to be in a Costco and be like, I'm so intrigued by this thing. I want to try it. I am committing to a lot of it. And you're just like, but when will I get this opportunity again?
Yeah.
They're not going to have this at the top.
Exactly. Especially with seasonal stuff where you're like, if I don't try it, it's not like it's going to stick around. But it's 4 different flavors. Like there's 6 of each. So I just have to get through 5 more of them, and then I'll find out what the next one is.
So you don't know what the other flavors are?
I didn't look at it. I mean, because
you're living life so far on the edge. I can't fathom that, actually, because I would have stood there for 10 minutes debating whether I like those flavors.
Oh, no, I was like, I didn't even read the box. I'm like, I put it in the fridge, and now every time I'm going to take a new one, and once I get to a new flavor, I'll find out what it is when I open it.
So you purchased an enrichment activity.
Yeah, that's like a snuffle mat for a dog, or like a food puzzle.
You're not wrong.
The most brutal thing you've ever seen.
It wasn't brutal. It's sweet. She's having a good time.
My dog loves her snuffle mat.
And I'd love to have a snuffle mat for me. I wish I had a 24-pack of, every flavor seltzer, whatever.
I'm trying to remember which brand it is that I think it is Polar that the Costco normal pack has the cranberry lime flavor, which I do think is one of the greatest flavors
it is very good.
Of seltzer on the market in any brand.
Yeah.
It's top tier for me. And I don't like any of the other flavors they sell in that pack. So the good news is that, well, the bad news is that I have to go into my office 2 days a week, which is horrible. But the good news is that they buy the Polar packs from Costco, and I drink all the cranberry lime. I can't imagine anyone else is getting their hands on them, to be honest. Because I'm getting one when I get in. I'm taking one on my way out. Moving through them at a pretty rapid pace.
It's
well,
so
this
important.
It's been seltzer talk.
Seltzer time. It just occurred to me thinking, like, what kind of a fall seltzer flavor could you even do? Leah, do you think that's why Starbucks will not do a fall refresher flavor? Leah and I both will come in to our group chat about once a week and complain that there's no seasonal
you
Starbucks
guys are
refresher
frothing
right now.
at the
It's
frothing
like
at the
a
mouth
fucking,
these
I'm
days.
insane.
it's a
You're
fucking
near
dead
that
zone.
Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do here?
I would say that fall flavors are not that refreshing. Cranberry would be refreshing. Why won't they give you some cranberry?
They
was
have that
last
cranberry
year.
one for the
Yeah.
winter, and
When- the
blackberry
winter-
sage was their spring one, and I think that works for fall. Blackberry sage.
It should just be a permanent year round. It was very good.
Absolutely, yeah, it was the top liquid one.
Something about you guys' specific energy about this is that you're about to be like, this isn't a wrestling podcast anymore. This is a Starbucks Refresher podcast. Allie, you can log out anytime. If you have nothing to add to that, you can log out.
To be honest, I could have done that if I was allowed to have done that during the summer when I kept trying to engage people on my Pearl conspiracy that nobody wanted to engage.
Why didn't you bring it up on the podcast? You have the opportunity. You have every opportunity. You're here once a week.
It felt too personal.
I barely
It's
know
a privacy violation.
barely know what to say to you right now. You're like, I was leading a full-time investigation into a situation at Starbucks, but it was too personal to bring up on our public-facing podcast.
She probably didn't want to bring it up because I kept blanking her on it, but it's because every time I got a berry refresher, a summer berry refresher, like the pearls were normal. So I was like, I have nothing to add. I'm like, I don't know if Leah's having some kind of like textural stroke or
Leah, is your mouth the problem?
I started doubting myself. You know what? I got so much blank from my friends that I really started to be like, am I the problem? But you know what? I wasn't.
I don't think it's blank from your friends if many of us just aren't experiencing it, so we don't have anything to add. You know?
No, but that's the thing is it wasn't like my friends were like, oh, really? My pearls were normal. Instead, they stepped around my body and moved on with their lives. I'm like, you can at least give me an emoji.
I'm saying I'm not having pearls. I have nothing to add. I didn't experience the pearls. And honestly, when you started bringing this up, even though you did talk about it pretty incessantly, I thought that you had some Matt Jackson pearl conspiracy that I'd forgotten about.
No, it was that some Starbucks, the pearls were juicy and fat and like ripe. And
like Matt Jackson's
like
tits.
Matt Jackson's titties.
Yeah.
Some of them were shriveled and tight and chewy, and I don't know what wrestler I can compare that to.
Say a wrestler. I don't want to hear a wrestler's name about shriveled, tight, and chewy. I don't care for that.
They were like Don Callis tits. Let's say that.
I don't think that Don Callis looks shriveled, tight, and chewy.
Well, how often do we see his tits?
You're right. They could look like. So, I'm so sorry, and I will take a step back. You're right. We have never seen his boobs, so I should not have.
Thank you for the apology.
They could look like anything. They could be emaciated as hell. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, any more chit chat? Y'all done here?
Alice said that in such a nervous tone. Like, I don't know what kind of Starbucks refresher.
Yeah, like
we still have to go.
She was kind of afraid to awaken me again.
I mean, you could have. I think you didn't finish explaining yourself. I cut you off. So, would you like to wrap up?
Oh yeah.
No, that was it, that there was two kind of pearls, and I kept like coming into our group chat and been to a new Starbucks today. Here's what the pearl situation was. And literally no one would acknowledge that I said anything.
I don't know what you wanted them to say.
Until finally and visited the Starbucks that had shriveled pearls. And then somebody, was it Brianna? Someone else was like, okay, I experienced the bad pearls. And I was like, thank you.
I think it was
I know.
Brianna, yeah.
And they weren't even specific because I had been to that. It was my normal Starbucks where the pearls had been normal most of the year. And then they were shriveled one time. So I was like, I don't know what's happening with these, but.
It's really hard, girls. And I hope that.
Thank you for your support.
I've moved past it and grown enough that I feel comfortable sharing in a public space, so that's okay.
Wow.
She felt too sensitive. She said, I know they're going to be talking on Discord about my shriveled pearl.
Don't say on Discord that my pearls were shriveled.
It was shameful for you. I understand that, and I can understand why you didn't want to open up about it at the time. I'm glad you feel safe enough to do so now, and I hope for both of you that you do get that new refresher flavor soon, and I hope it brings you a lot of joy, and I, for one, will leave you a little emoji when you finally get to come into the space that we share and say, I'm refreshed.
Thank you so much, Allie. That meant a lot to me.
You. I had a mango dragon fruit refresher today, but it was just the normal.
So you guys are still getting refreshers. You just want a new flavor.
I want a seasonal one. They're better.
Allie, what do you not understand? I want a new seasonal flavor.
About this? I don't understand anything about this, to be honest.
I think we've been very clear about what we want.
What do we want? Brand new refreshers. When do we want them? A month ago.
And it doesn't have to be brand new. It could be the blackberry sage. It could be the cranberry whatever that they had last year.
But what if
Orange?
the fact that it's an old one means that you get those shriveled old desiccated pearls?
To be honest, it might be some enrichment into my cage again. Yeah.
It did give her a lot to do this summer. She was
I was plotting it out. Yeah,
red string. Yeah.
You're like, I bought all this red string and I have nothing to use it for right now. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get a new map going for something soon because the world is full of mysteries. That's one thing I know.
So true.
The world is full of mysteries. That's a beautiful thing about it.
That's the wonderful thing about the world is a wonderful thing. It's full of mysteries. Well, I think we better talk about the mystery of wrestling.
Speaking of something that has no new flavors.
Oh God!
But Leah, you said let's gun it for the discourse. I will say I don't think we're going to touch all of it tonight. We'll certainly touch a little of it, but
do you want to do pod business first?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, all right.
I mean, you don't have to.
No, I can do it. All right. After a little.
Sorry.
I had already hit the gas.
You had
and said, take your foot off the gas, and the car is spinning out a little.
I love that because you had a look in your eye where you were so ready to deliver a bit. It was like the mischievous, like, here's a bit.
It's really ready to go. Okay, I've eased up, and I'm just kind of, it's like driving in the snow and the ice, so you just have to, I'm tapping the brakes a little bit to get the car back under control. I'm turning it around. I'm letting you know, we do have some bad news, which is that Chop Dash Tees, which does the Social Suplex Network merch, will unfortunately be shutting down within the next little bit, few weeks to months. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we don't know.
And this is a Trump thing, by the way.
Yeah,
it's goddamn Trump.
Yeah, and listen, we've gotten a little too political on the pod recently, so we don't have to get into all of that. But this is the least of the problems in the world, but it does suck. Okay,
it does suck. Actually, I think it's the most important thing facing America
most important
right
problem,
now.
And it's crazy that it hasn't been coming up more.
Hey, America, a very nice Australian man can't do his hobby project. Can we pay attention?
His hobby business.
Can we pay attention to this?
Let's be clear, it's his hobby business. So, so it is fucked up, but we're very sad, and we've loved being a Chop Dash Tees company. Podcast. We're the podcast. Anyway, the whole point is just if you want one of our t-shirts, we think you can still get them, and we don't know until when. So if you want a t-shirt, I will go buy it. Yeah. And if you don't, that's cool. We might figure something out again eventually, but we are slow-moving girls, so I wouldn't expect anything too imminently.
No, I mean, unless you own a t-shirt company and you want to reach out and just gently pull us into your bosom the way Dickie did, like we just kind of we're little babies. So
and we have have plenty more T-shirt ideas that have never come to fruition, so we would be available to provide a kind of an ongoing T-shirt experience. But yeah, this is your chance. If you want a T-shirt, you can go get it. The designs will probably be available again somewhere someday, maybe, just depending, probably on what Trump does next.
Yeah, agreed.
We can't get into all that. We can't do this. I'm sorry that I got into it. The point is just if you want a T-shirt, go buy a T-shirt shop.sheets.com. Now, what was I going to say before that? What had we started discussing?
Seasonal flavors of wrestlers, discourse, engaging with the discourse.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, we won't be touching on every little discourse over during this podcast recording, okay? Because we don't want to get involved in all of that. But I will just say as a general point, I don't know what was in the water this week after this pay-per-view, but the things that I saw every single person in the wrestling space saying, people I usually agree with, people I usually don't agree with, people I respect, people I don't respect, everyone. It was everyone. You all said something that made me say, oh, brother. Every single one of you.
Yeah.
It really was like, is the change of seasons doing something to people? Have we all just had enough of the general situation in the world right now? Like, I don't know what happened, but for some reason, a perfectly normal pay-per-view discourse cycle.
It was crazy out there. I mean, stay safe. Stay safe. I mean, I would say stay inside, but it's like the opposite. Like, go to the park. Yeah. Stay safe. Go to the park. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because
talk to a normal person about something normal.
Talk to a therapist.
I mean, that too, for sure. Yeah. Just like go to a dog park, talk to a normie, like get your head on straight,
Yeah. Anything you can do to just find that even keel again. It was really rough out there. So we're not, and it was everybody. It was everybody. So I don't think you can get mad at me for saying that. It was everybody. It was everybody.
If we like you, you sucked. If we hate you, you sucked.
We're equally disgusted by all of you.
By all of you. I told the girls, I said, I'm going to come on here and put myself in the hot seat. I don't even know what I mean by that. To be frank, I don't know what I mean by that. And I don't think that was the biggest problem at all.
I'm not happy with my own behavior either. I saw the things I was saying and I said, oh, brother.
Oh, brother. Well, I say oh, brother to myself quite a bit, yeah. I really, really do. Okay, so that's such a preface. So let's get into it. I'm feeling kind of heated, but I think that's just the either vodka or tequila that I'm consuming, and we don't know which. And that's not for us to know. It's not for you to know either. All right. Darby Allin and Jon Moxley main evented Wrestle Dream with their big I Quit match. Okay, it was the main event. I think it's fairly rare for Tony Khan to make anything but the men's world championship the main event. True or false?
I think
it's true.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this?
It's only not main evented when it was like Anarchy in the Arena type thing.
Basically, when they're gonna get the wing, they're gonna the ring away.
Yeah, destroy the area.
When it's such a panty dropper, they're gonna get the ring all away. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I think probably it was more of a logistical issue than anything. But I have to say, it was a really good main event.
Yeah,
that's the thing is that like I understand people who are like Hangman like should be respected or whatever, but like I'm sort of like but this was the match I was looking forward to. If I don't know what to tell you. Like this was the most exciting event, so it should have been main event.
I in fact actually just completely. And this is crazy because we're going to talk about it quite a bit. I just forgot completely who Hangman wrestled and was like, Kyle Fletcher? No, that's going back a couple pay-per-views. So I think Darby Mox was the right match to main event. And this match did have absolutely everything. Can I just get a couple highlights from you girls?
I mean, there's just so many that I don't even know where to start. It felt like they did everything except put it in. Like it was crazy.
And they wanted under the fingernails. It was whipping with a belt. When people afterwards were like, "Oh, like the reason they didn't bleed was because of the sports commissioner or whatever," I was like, I didn't notice that they didn't bleed because they were having intercourse in the ring.
Yeah. It felt very much like when people are like, oh, well, they didn't show like explicit like penis, and you're like, yeah, well, I saw a shadow, so it's fine.
I thought you were gonna say, oh well, they didn't shoot each other. I was like, yeah, I guess that's the one thing they didn't do. Pretty much, they didn't shoot each other.
Imagine if that's what I came in here to complain about. I'm like, how come there's never guns in these matches?
It's America.
We have so many of them available. Yeah, I think I had a bit of a reaction of like, if this wasn't violent enough for you because you didn't see blood, I was kind of like, we might need to recalibrate Kings. We might need to retox Kings. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was pretty crazy, actually. Yeah. If you think about it objectively,
they went all out. Like, those men did everything that like they were capable of. Like, I was like, I saw them both come to completion.
Yeah, absolutely. Multiple
Many
times, I think. Multiple times. I think we said some of probably the most disgusting things we've ever said. I mean, sentences that I hope are never uttered on God's green earth again, to be honest. Were spoken by us during this match.
I know, and we were so sleepy by the time it started, but it was like, wow, it really woke me
I was wide ass awake, and I ended up being awake for like another hour afterwards because I was just hyped.
Yeah.
It really was everything. I've said here, there, as mentioned, the skewers, the belt whipping, there were chains, there was what I've called flag play, there was lighter fluid. Claudio threw Darby so far into a table. So far. Like, just crazy far. And then I've said here, a shocking return to George Bush's America. There was waterboarding. And
waterboarding.
Honestly, a highlight of the match experience that we had together for me was when they put the aquarium in there. And Leah, you said, well, now why would they be putting an aquarium in the match? And I said, Leah, waterboarding. I forget about it.
To be honest, I didn't understand that and was just like, that's Darby's fish, and Mox is gonna threaten it. Like, I was like a small child who had never been in the world before, and I was like, not Darby's fish.
You were imagining kind of like a Cat in the Hat scenario where the fish is like sloshing out of the bowl. Like, no, this cat is being so crazy. No, the fish was Darby. The fish was Darby. Wow, he's really right out of the kink.com castle. We had a moment, I think this was before the waterboarding. Darby has been thrown 6 ways to Sunday. He is laid out on the ground. He's probably gone through a table or two. He's panting. Mox gets up in his face and just starts yelling like, they don't care about you. He's pointing at the ref. He doesn't care about you. I care about you. I care about you. Say you quit.
Immediately, I started hearing, what is it, Arcade Fire, going, wait, they don't love you like I love you.
Wow. Leah, that's a good call. That would be a good package. Let's consider putting that together.
They like mic'd it really well so that you could hear the things Darby and Mox were saying to each other. And Mox was saying things like, what's it gonna take? I'll do anything, okay? Like in weirdly tender tones where it was just like, do you guys want some privacy? Like, I don't have to be here, I guess, although I want to be.
It was a scene they'd both been looking forward to for a long time. And it was a scene that no one else felt comfortable agreeing to. But their crazy meshes so perfectly that they were both able to agree to it.
They match each other's freak.
They match each other's freak in a big way. Darby did get waterboarded. In the middle of getting waterboarded, the lights went out. And when they came back on, this was almost one of the more shocking moments of the match, because you thought, like, it's got to be his best friend, Sting. And the lights come on, and it is Sting, but Sting has this beard that immediately I just thought catfish, like a cartoon catfish. Sting the cartoon.
I don't know why I thought you meant like MTV's catfish, and immediately I started like envisioning a situation where Darby's being catfished by someone pretending to be Sting.
And of course I would love to see that, and I encourage AEW to use that free idea at some point, and I did worry that you would think that. No, like, to me he looked like a children's cartoon where they draw a catfish as a man.
Oh my God, and that's why they taunted him with an aquarium.
Yeah.
Well, an aquarium is much too small for a catfish. A catfish can get very, very large indeed. Some of the largest fish we have, I believe. They're bottom feeders.
Why do you have so many catfish facts?
I I honestly don't know. I mean, it's like I know some places that I've learned about them. Like, obviously, I did watch that Maddie Matheson, Brad Leone, catfish.
I was just thinking, for Sting, you'd have to go noodling, where you'd grab him in his mouth.
Okay, I would love to watch someone grab Sting in his mouth. And I don't mean that sexually, just from a pure entertainment perspective. But
I'd love to see someone grab Sting in his mouth.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Sting. I'm so sorry I said that.
If a man wants to stick his fingers in Sting's mouth,
oh my God,
kind of, gently tug.
That was so disrespectful of me. I'm so sorry, Mr. Sting.
The sentence, and I don't mean that sexually, I just mean it from a pure entertainment standpoint. It's just so funny.
Do you think this is going well?
Yeah, it's going amazing. It's going really, really good. But I don't think we have to linger here, but I know that's not where I learned everything I know about catfish. I saw something at some point that taught me a lot about how big catfish can be. I don't know what it was. But I know they're bottom feeders. I know they can be freshwater. Sure. Freshwater. Maybe only freshwater.
I think so.
Yeah.
Doesn't
and
seem right for them to be in
trash.
the ocean.
They eat a ton of trash and they get to be very, very big. And that's how I see Sting. Eats trash and I want to see a man's hand in his mouth.
Sting sleeps in those little mud holes in the side of the river.
And then when he senses the Darby's in trouble, he says, all right, I'll screedle up to the surface and I'll risk someone noodling me to save my boy.
Yep.
And he did save his boy, and he's whacking with the bat, and he chokes Mox out with the bat, and he whacks the aquarium to get Darby out of the water situation he's become entrenched in. And then he hands off the bat to Darby. He beats some people, he hands off the bat to Darby. He leaves. He scoops up Marina on his way out. She's trying to attack him, scoops her up, carries her out back. I said, I salute you, Mr. Sting. You're everything to me. So then Darby has that. And I think he kind of gestures at Mox like, should we go there? And Mox is like, girl, I'm begging you to. Literally, you must beat me.
He did this thing where he was like, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? You like in this voice that was like, do you know how to use that? And so it was just very
Darby.
It was very good.
It's crazy. This whole match was crazy. So then Darby beats him with the bat a little, and then Darby hits a series of moves on him. He strangles him with the Everest flag, of course. Mm-hmm. Had to get that flag play in. And then he hits a scorpion death drop, coffin drop, gets Mox in a scorpion death lock. Mox's face is all in the glass in the water and the messed up ring. And then Mox says his safe word. I think just because he wanted to get somewhere private and kind of finish things off. Pretty much.
Toni had sat them down before the match and been like, I cannot see your dicks tonight.
He said there's one rule. It's just that it can't go in. That's it. And no blood. Blood, and it can't go in. And you have to promise. You have to promise. Mm-hmm. And they promised. And then I think they just got to end. And Mox was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
If I'm out here for one more minute, it's happening.
It's happening. And so because of the legal issues involved and to keep everybody safe and to get
the wrestling commission,
to get what they needed, a hand in the mouth, he had to say I quit and he had to skedaddle out of there. And I think that all adds up to me. It all checks out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Check.
No problems with the
problems.
The ending.
100%.
What a night.
Oh, what a night.
Oh, what a night. And you had noted as they were coming out, you said really loud lady screams for this match. And I really felt like, from me in Minnesota.
I know. It was very like when they announced Darby, like someone shrieked. And I was like, interesting. Like that is like for sure. This was the main match that I was interested in going in. But I didn't know the lady community as a whole agreed.
Yeah. I would say a lot of people have gotten... Well, it's hard to say that. I think across the board, probably it has gotten better in the wrestling community. People are less likely to be like, girls hate blood, even though they do still say it a lot, or like girls hate violence. They say it a little less, but they do still feel it, I think. And it's like, pay attention to those lady screams because the ladies always scream the loudest when something truly deranged is going to happen. I don't think it's even that we crave the blood or the violence exactly. It's like we crave the innovation,
intensity.
The intensity.
Yeah.
We want to see something new. We want to see something we might never see again.
We need a new seasonal flavor.
Do you think that Starbucks should put them on the menu?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think if Starbucks did a aquarium waterboarding refresher, I think that would really work for me.
Yeah.
What do you see that flavor profile as being? Any thoughts?
It's kind of catfishy.
That's perfect. Kind of like a po' boy flavor. You're thinking? That sounds wonderful. Perfect for fall.
It's going to sell out.
Because they're not going to produce that much of it.
No, they're not.
Okay, so Darby came out on Dynamite to cut a promo about his win. And he carried the AEW Everest flag out to the ring, and he was doing a whole thing. He kind of like got on his knees and he's kissing the flag, which is, you got to let a men like to do that kind of thing sometimes. Like, just let them, it's fine. And then he explained, I do want to get into this for a moment. He said, before I climbed Mount Everest, there was a lot of people saying I was irresponsible and I could never really be the face of the company because I was going to get myself killed and it would be bad for PR. I want to pause here. On this podcast, you heard us say many, many times over the years, Darby, don't go to Everest. Darby, I'm begging you not to go to Everest. Darby, going to Everest is bad. I want to be so clear. I don't respect anybody whose reason that they think Darby shouldn't have gone to Everest was related to his wrestling career or to the impact that his death up there might have had on All Elite Wrestling.
On PR.
It is so broken brain to be like, if Darby dies, that'll be bad for business.
It'll be bad for
off.
The amount that wrestling fans advocate for major corporations to gain more money is truly one of the worst things about them.
It really is. And I even think that saying like it was irresponsible of Darby for his career to go to Everest, I'm like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You really do only live once. And if you have a dream, I think it's fair to pursue. If your dream to go to Everest is bigger than, I thought Dolly was in my house for a second.
My cat just jumped up.
I think if you have a dream to go to Everest and you decide that it's bigger than your dream of winning the belt off of Jon Moxley, that is totally fine for you to do. My objection to Darby going to Everest is, and always has been, that at this moment in time in Big 2025, as a white American, choosing to go to Everest is unethical.
Yeah, I think we've been very clear on that over a long period of time. Yeah,
I don't think you can have possibly gotten it twisted, but I just want to be so clear. Okay?
Yeah.
So he shouldn't have gone, but not for any of the reasons that he brought up here.
No,
it's all fine.
And clearly, our perspective was not getting communicated to him because he did not bring up the
really
ethics.
Understand. It's like, how are we not the defining voice in this conversation?
I know the girls are concerned about the ethical treatment of Sherpas, but I had to kill Jon Moxley.
Honestly, I wish that's what he had said.
Yeah.
I would have popped so hard. I wasn't mad. It was a kind of a classic. It's like anytime Darby decides to talk, it's just like, oh, baby. Oh, no.
You're so stupid.
Don't do this.
And for some reason, the way he was talking in this promo, too, like, he didn't quite sound like himself. Like, his intonations and his voice sounded much more like Tim Robinson and I Think You Can Leave. Like, really strongly. And unfortunately, a lot of the words he was saying also kind of made sense for that context.
No, I think there's actually no wrestler who would be more at home in a Tim Robinson sketch than Darby Allin. And I still haven't gone to find it again. I must go find that amazing video that someone made of The Bones Are Their Money with Darby and Hangman. I have to see it post haste. Anyway, he was like, I'd argue the exact opposite. It was really cool of me to go to Everest because I would love to die for my corporate overlords. And he kept saying, I'm willing to die for this place. But just mentally in my head, I replaced it with like, I'm willing to die for me because I want to die. And that felt fine. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
And
I wish he had been like, and if I want to die, that's my business.
It's funny because I actually just read an interview with him. I mean, I didn't read the whole interview, but I read like a couple quotes from it where he was basically being like, yeah, it's weird in wrestling because like people will tell you to do or not do stuff because the fans will like not stay with you or like turn on you. And like people will sometimes be like, Darby, you don't have to do all this crazy stuff to make the fans happy. And I don't. I do it because I want to do it and I am happy to die. But it's true that the fans can turn on you if you don't do stuff. But again, that doesn't really guide any of my decisions. I just want to die.
Yeah.
It's like that checks out. Yeah.
That all
cool.
checks out.
Cool.
Yeah.
And that's your right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then he said, I ain't stupid. And we said, you are. You actually.
He also, to Anne's point about his intonations, he said, I ain't stupid. And it's like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Baby, come on. And he said, I know the Death Riders aren't going away just like that, so John Moxley, let me tell you something, as long as the Death Riders are breathing, Darby Allin isn't far behind, presumably also breathing, just breathing on them, just breathing on their necks, just saying, can we do that again? I love what we did the
I
other
know.
day.
I know that they're both in Tony's office being like, one more time. Hey.
One more time.
One more time.
Well, they would, this week, if they must be going crazy, because if I were them, I'd be in Tony's office like everybody else is getting to go again. Literally everybody else is getting to go again, so we can't go. What do you mean we can't go again?
I know. It's crazy. This pay-per-view ended like 0 feuds. So Tony was clearly just like, I can't be having new feuds every pay-per-view. It's like, we got a pay-per-view every 5 minutes. Like, there's just going to be like an extra good match and everything will keep going till Full Gear. Just like, okay.
Tony has it feels like he has a little vibe of like, we have feuds at home. And it's like, well, Tony, I kind of think that as a billionaire, it's your job to take me to McDonald's. I was surprised. Usually I feel like we're the only people really complaining that we think feuds are going too long, but I felt like everybody, no one has reached full complaint, but there were a lot of rumblings last night of like, let's be so careful, Tony. And I say, we say that to him every week. He doesn't listen, so I wouldn't get your hopes up. All right. Mox is the horniest, happiest dog in the whole world right now. So he also came back to work on Wednesday. And is it crazy that he did that? Yeah, I think, yeah, but I loved it. I just loved it.
I mean, he's just a pleasure to watch right now because somebody enjoying themselves so much. It's just like, yeah.
I know.
Give it to me.
It's like, yeah, should he probably have sold that? Sure. But then I wouldn't have seen him, so.
And I wanted to see him really bad.
And in a way, it's like, he quit so that he could go put it in, so it's like that doesn't stop you from coming back to work.
Exactly. And I think that is the problem that people are suspecting that the Death Riders might start to have with him is like, seems like you just quit because you wanted to get your pleasure. It seems like a true Death Rider would never have quit. And he's like, well, a true Death Rider never felt the pleasure that I felt after that pay-per-view.
I would love it after one of these matches where Mox quits if Claudio's just like, nobody wants to work anymore.
I would pop so hard for a nobody wants to work anymore promo from Claudio for sure.
Especially Claudio's never experienced sexual pleasure in a match. That's just not his interest at all. So he just doesn't know what's happening here.
He's like, whether I'm good or whether I'm bad, this is a job. And I experience professional enjoyment out there.
Yeah. He's like, I come to work, I clock in, I do my job, and I go home.
And I whistle all the way home. And it's like, other people are having a really different experience than you.
Every time I watch him, I think about that scene in Gaudy Night where he's teaching her self-defense and she's like thinking like as a novelist, like I could make this a really horny scene in a novel, but it's not horny at all in real life. And then she's like, oh, no one could have strangled a woman more professionally, something like that. Like that's God, what Claudio's up to. No one could strangle someone more professionally.
That is truly the most amazing quotation that's ever been brought into this podcast. And it's right. Claudio, no one could have strangled a woman more professionally. Oh, just the cheerfulness with which he's like, and today it is my job to throw a man so far, and I simply do it, and it doesn't impact me in any of my regions at all.
Not at all.
No.
Darby looked so small when Claudia was holding him over his head to throw him. It was crazy.
It was crazy. And we'll come back to that for some reasons. Anyway, Mox gave this promo where he just is basically just being like, wow, the satisfaction I felt, Darby, don't worry, we'll feel it again. And remember, and it's a single body in the universe against its own best time, but then sometimes it's also your body against mine. You know what I mean? So we'll be here again.
And he did say your absolute commitment to self-destruction was the deciding factor, which is like, yeah. Good.
Never doubted for a second that Darby was willing to die. And I like in the kayfabe world, obviously, it's like when he had his head in that aquarium, I did feel like the character was just like, here go I. We come into this world but for a brief moment, and then we leave it. And I know that I've done everything that I could with my short life.
What did he say in that one promo? Guess I'm getting stabbed today.
He is... he gives so many bad promos, but then some of these lines are just like, well, that's an all-timer. Yeah. I mean, that's a truly an all-timer. People
sublime.
Some people do a good job every week and they never hit that high.
Yeah.
Think about that.
It's like he's got high highs and he's got mostly low lows, but some people are just doing a competent job most of the time. And it's like, well,
that's worse in some ways to some of us. I would rather feel those moments of just like high flying, like I can't believe it's happening.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
You should say something that I'll remember, and it doesn't matter if I remember it because it was good or because it was bad, but I should remember it.
I want to remember it because I have to remember something. You know, so much flies right out of the head. So if you stick in there, that means something. Yeah. All right. So then Mox has come back to work. He gives this promo. He goes to fight Kyle O'Reilly. I think this is a follow-up. I don't really know. From the fact that on the pre-show of the pay-per-view, Pac, Claudio, and Danny Garcia and Yuta fought Roddy Strong in the Conglomeration and won. So I think that somehow is leading into this. I don't fully know. And then, so he and Kyle had a really fun match. Eventually, Kyle got Mox in an ankle lock, and Mox started looking like really panicked. Like, this can't be how I go. This can't be how And I was like, I don't know why this would be how you go. Like, it just seemed like you should have been able to get out of it, to be honest. But so he starts kind of flailing forward, and he like gets his hands on the ref, and he's like shaking the ref. Was it Little Bryce? I think it was so. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was. I don't know who it was. But then he like basically like punches the ref, and so then the bell rings to be like, well, you can't punch the ref, so it's a disqualification and it's a win for Kyle. But of course, at this point, like 10 other refs are running out. And it was one of these times when it's just like, well, where was this on the flow chart? Because I think those refs could have come out a lot of other times.
Yeah.
Refs are always getting like tossed out of the ring like comically, and no one comes out.
No one comes out. It's again, if we could just see that flow chart, we'd understand it all. It would all make sense. But the refs are coming out. The Death Riders are coming out. The rest of the Conglomeration is coming out. There's a big kind of mix-up in the ring. Mox, like, just ski-daddles, looking rattled and annoyed. Because he did lose again, and he was on the verge of tapping. Because he really lost his groove.
And commentary was doing a pretty good job, Excalibur was, of, like, hammering in, like, kind of like Mox talks a big game, but he quits a lot. Mm-hmm. So I liked that. I thought that was a good little note.
Yeah, I thought it worked really well. And then so we transitioned immediately into a planned trios match between Roddy, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy, and Claudio Yuta and Danny Garcia. Bryan Danielson immediately loved this king. And don't ever forget that Yuta betrayed his father. And that's the animosity between them. And I said, oh, Bryan, did you have anything to do with that? And Bryan said, I don't know, suddenly I can't read.
I'll also appreciate that he said, yeah, Yuta was trained by Orange Cassidy. And then he paused and went, and somebody else, and then moved on. And I was like, say his name. Say his full name.
Oh, my God.
That's his mother. That's his mother. Okay.
Wow.
It really was. They had a very good sequence. I was rewatching it to remember some stuff, and I was just like, oh, that's so fun. I hope they get a really fun singles match someday.
OC keeps, like, kind of trying to do some storylines, and then every time Greg gets hurt, they can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I'm very interested. I don't know if I'm interested in what they're thinking about the Conglomeration in the long term, because they don't have a real, like, storyline energy, really.
No. They have a real Toni needed a match energy.
Toni needed a match energy.
It's just like miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous, yeah. Well, okay. What else? What else do I have here? Okay. Oh, they do the match. Mark Briscoe pins Yuta for the win. Pac and Ishii get into it. I think they have a match on Collision that already got filmed. I think I didn't actually double check that. Mox comes back out while Claudio is considering throwing OC through a commentary table, but then Darby runs out just in time and intervenes enough that OC gets an orange punch in and the Death Riders retreat. I did really feel like OC was up there over Claudio's head, like, do it before Darby gets out here. Do it. I want it.
I know. It was so much like, he saw that pay-per-view match and he was like, you could throw me that far. Why doesn't anyone throw me that far?
I know. To me, it felt like somebody had to take Claudio aside beforehand and be like, he's going to beg for it. We would really prefer you don't give it to him at this time.
We actually just got it back.
Tony Khan's vividly remembering the time he was at the Butcher's concert and just had him throw him into the crowd for no reason.
God, what a little all-time video.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy,
it is unfortunate that, like, OC probably has the exact same, like, desire for, like, touching death that Darby does, only OC gets hurt a lot easier. Like, because remember when Keith Lee yeeted him and he immediately broke his titty and was out for months? And it's like,
that was horrible.
OC, I'm really sorry. Rough. We have to be more tender with you.
We have to be careful with you because you have those brittle bones.
And we have so few of our men left. We can't lose you. If we lose Darby for a few months, like, that's fine. But.
That's fine. But yeah, we can't lose you.
Don't say it like that. We just got him back.
I know. Actually, we can't really afford to lose anyone that we have right now because I'm in danger of, sometimes I look around and like we'll say on this podcast, we'll be like, it's like we have no men left. And then I'll be like, but men come on the show every week. And just last week, I was like kind of watching the show and being like, but it feels like there's no men. And I was like, Allie, it's just that you started watching Grey's Anatomy in season 1, but it's season 16. So
right.
Lots
100%.
of the men will never come back. And then I got so upset. And this week, I had a really rough time watching because I was like, I don't want to watch season 16 of Grey's Anatomy. I want to watch season 1 of Grey's Anatomy.
I know. It's so true.
My friends.
Yeah, and then I got very like, in 5 years in wrestling, a lot of people get hurt and a lot of people age out. And then it was just me, like the social suplex guys after All In, contemplating my own mortality, you know?
I love that. I love the idea of you walking out of Dynamite and being like, everyone's going to join me now.
Walking out of Dynamite and into my bed. Everyone's going to join me. Crazy. Okay, what are we talking about? Conglomeration have a new 90s sitcom-style entrance video and theme song, which I do think is extremely fun.
Very fun.
Very
fun. It gives
fun.
them more of a group energy than they had before, so I appreciate that.
And OC looked so cute in that little montage when he was laying on their laps.
He loves when he's laid out over at least 4 to 5 laps. That's what he prefers, for sure.
And it did crack me up that Ishii was sitting politely next to them, but not under OC.
Not under OC. His fridge doesn't play that.
He's like, I have some ground rules before we shoot this.
No one lies on me. No lap stuff. That sounds right, Ann. I think that's probably what happened. No lap stuff. Roddy remains mad about his association with the Conglomeration crew. I will say did some very funny tweeting about it. Yes. Leah, do you want to raise some of these questions about what's next for this whole batch of guys? You've said here, how is the Conglomeration moving into the realm of the Death Riders? Are we going to get Mox versus OC? A question I also had. Or is Mox going to end up going for Mark Briscoe? I can't really picture Mark Briscoe ever not going for Kyle Fletcher anymore because it's been happening for 10 years. But anything's possible.
Locked in internal conflict,
Yeah, well, I was just interested that it seems to be going that way. And it's like sort of like if you have to like pick someone for the Death Riders to feud with, it's like who else is left? Of course, the Conglom makes sense because there's a bunch of matchups there. But I am just sort of like, but who would be Mox's person? Is it going to be OC again? But
I'd love for it to be OC again, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that we're starting to get into that. This is basically the exact time last year that I think the locker room was like, OC, you have to be a locker room leader. And he was like, I'm trying, but you guys just like aren't helping that much, honestly. And it was, I think today is the anniversary of Dustin's death. Dustin's death. Day is done. Gone the sun.
It's incredible we're still doing this podcast a year later.
I
what do
know.
you have left for us?
I don't know. It has been, honestly, it's hard. This is one of the things that I was like getting in my own head about this week, where I was like, I'm having a hard time loving things in wrestling right now because I feel so confronted by the end, belatedly confronted by the end of so many things I loved. Like, I'm having to hear all week about, like, Chris Jericho's going back to WWE. And I said, well, I'm going to die. I'll die, man. I guess I'll just die. It's hard to kind of sometimes be like, I know this is something I could love, but I have a barrier up because, like, with the Conglomeration a little, I know some of you won't like to hear this. I'm really sorry. Like, I think they're so fun. All of their bits are so fun. Like this, like the 90s sitcom thing, so fun. It is a great group. I understand that. But I have a little bit of a wall in my heart because I'm like, I want my group back, best friends. I want best friends back. This should have been them.
I know. They're not OC's real friends.
And that's a personal issue. And I think it's powerful of me to be able to say, like, it's not about them. It's about me.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like we have learned to love new people, and part of the problem right now in AEW, and it's like the show is totally good and fine, the pay-per-views are good and fine. Like, I'm not really making a criticism. It's just a personal experience thing where it's like, experience. Yeah, but like Swerve and Ospreay are both out. I miss them. Like, I miss them. It's not helping. So
because Swerve and Ospreay, you got to give it to them. It's like those are not our OGs. No, but they found their way into our hearts.
Oh yeah, they wormed their way in there.
They wormed on it.
That's what makes a top guy, you know.
It's a man who can do the worm.
He can do the worm right into our hearts. Yeah.
So that's just personal stuff we're working through, and you'll be hearing stuff like that throughout the pod, I think, because it's therapy. It's really therapy.
It's the part of the grieving process, and part of the grieving needs to be witnessed.
But it is true that like that's what makes us, I think, the best kind of wrestling fan is that we are dealing with this and are being like, oh, this like it's not what I came to. What I'm seeing right now is not what I came to wrestling for, but we still mostly have fun. Yeah, and it's like so many people are like. Don't like seem to like their hobby is not about having fun, and I'm like, why do it?
There's no point if you're not having fun, and we do, and we have a lot of fun. And I did think like, genuinely, I was like, Allie, this is something you can work on with yourself. Like you can try to take down the wall in your heart, and you can accept that things change, which I really struggle with in every area of my life. I'm like, I don't like change. But you work through it. You get used to new things, and you can decide, like, I'm going to feel a new love for things, and it does not replace the love that I felt for old things. And so that's just something I'm working on, okay? And again, it's not about not enjoying anything that I've just described. I loved most of what I've just described, but I just am having a weird fall time where I'm like, I'm feeling dysregulated and like, I don't know, seasonal shift and just thinking about, Siri play Landslide and things are always changing in this world and you wish they wouldn't, but they do.
Yeah.
So write that down in your Tunnel Talk Wit and Wisdom notebooks.
Sometimes you can seduce someone by becoming their father and also everything dies.
Baby, that's a fact, but maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel Talk. Write it down.
Write it
down right now.
Write it down.
Write it down.
One of his great songs, but he had so many great songs. One of the greatest artists we've
Why did you
ever
say had like he's dead?
I don't know. Well, he's not making that much new music anymore, although he made, even past his what some would call his wrestling prime, he made a lot of
after he was washed.
Mary's Place. And he did the Seeger sessions, and those were amazing. And the whole, anyway, we don't have to get into all that, but I am a big Bruce fan. The boss.
Some might say.
Some have called him the boss. And another man who performed intimacy on stage. So that's just
this has been quite the off-ramp. Just filibustering with Springsteen facts.
She knows two things: catfish and Bruce Springsteen.
Like, you can't make me talk about Samoa Joe. Let's just stick with the boss for a while.
And Bruce
she's
Springsteen,
we'll filibuster with her, but we're not. So she's just like.
And actually, Bruce Springsteen can grow to be very large, and he's actually a bottom feeder. And
I'd love to see someone put their hand in his mouth, non-sexually, just from an entertainment perspective.
I can't believe you're saying these things about the boss. But he is a bit of a bottom feeder. Okay. Hey, guys, let's just shake it out. We can get to our second topic. Hangman and Samoa Joe had their big match at Wrestle Dream, and I liked it totally fine. I believe some people really loved it. I think they loved the down-to-earth violence of it, and I thought it was good. I didn't notice that part as much.
Your tone right now is so funny. And I enjoyed it. I mean,
I'm not deriding it. I am not deriding it. I had a nice time. Okay. So I'm so sorry. It's a personal issue. Hangman did 3 buckshot lariats on Samoa Joe to put him down, which, again, I think that I think many needed that because they needed to see Joe as that strong. And I didn't need to see him as that strong, but that's okay because that's a personal issue. So he did 3 buckshots on him. He took him down. He won the match. Afterwards, Samoa Joe kind of begrudgingly shook Hangman's hand, but you thought, like, that's his personality. Bad. So it seemed like he was going to be okay. And Shibata and Hobbs came out, the rest of the Opps came out to join, and they're all in the ring, and Samoa Joe is going to raise Hangman's hand in victory, and then he attacks him, and the whole Opps attack him. And this was huge for me because I thought, okay, yes, finally.
I had a very similar experience as to when we realized that Hangman was going to win the championship. I was like, what I was seeing on screen was what was happening.
You've all been gaslighting me. You've been gaslighting me. So the Opps turn on Hangman. They beat him up big time. And then we'll say, so we did get on Dynamite, then we got this post-beatdown promo from Hangman, who had to go to the nurse's office to get looked at. And Hangman was like, basically just being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are insane. Joe, when I find you, I'm going to ruin your goddamn life. I said, you tell him, buddy. You tell him. So then on Dynamite, the Opps fought. Oh, God. Okay. So the Ricochet and the Gates of Agony are called The Demand. I know that. That's not a problem for me. They had fought the Hurt Syndicate at the pay-per-view, and I think it was a fun match, but there's just kind of nothing there for us, so we don't really talk about it.
I enjoyed watching it. Yeah.
It was
I
fun.
mean, there wasn't anything that, like, I think, like, you know, is going to... anybody's going to remember in a couple months, but I had a perfectly nice time, which I can't say there's been a Hurt Syndicate match that I've enjoyed that much since they started.
I honestly was trying to boycott it, but I kept like looking up and being like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, so whatever.
Yeah. So it was, hey, listen to us. We said it was a fun match.
We loved giving it to ISIS.
We loved it. Seems like it's happening every damn week. Well, this week, some members of ISIS are finally going to get their comeuppance. So the Hurt Syndicate beat the Demand at the pay-per-view, and that won them a trios title shot against the Opps. So that was this match that happened on Dynamite, the Opps versus the Hurt Syndicate. And the Opps won and retained their belts. And then Samoa Joe hopped on the mic afterwards, and he cut this post-match promo. Oh, because the Demand interfered, basically. So it wasn't a clean loss. Don't worry about that. The Hurt Syndicate did not lose clean. I know you were stressed out. You were like, that can't be possible.
I literally cannot wait until tomorrow morning when I hear Rich Latta scream about this, because I know he's going to be like, you're the manager. You can't lay down. You need to lose because of interference. You're not even a wrestler.
It's problematic, okay? No. I don't really care because none of this matters to me, even though I know it made Toni really, really happy. And he was tweeting being like, this is everything to 2014, Toni. And I said, Toni, shut up. Sometimes I don't like knowing too much about what you love.
Did you see that Toni said that Lou Thez was on his AOL buddy list when he was 12?
Yeah.
I'm like, Toni, I'm so concerned about every possible real life thing that could have been happening there.
Well, what I'll say is that I actually liked that very much because I, of course, come from the internet generation that was like, you can be 13, but you can't tell anybody, and you just have to practice being an adult with adults who don't know that you aren't, but maybe do. And could that have gone really wrong? Yes, but it went really right, and I turned into an amazing woman as a result. So I thought it was
cool. I think we've demonstrated on this podcast that we grew up completely normal and with no concerns.
No problems here, yeah.
The things that are wrong with me are not the fault of anyone who is on my AIM buddy list. I'll say that. They were fine.
Lou Thez on yours too, probably.
It wasn't Lou Thez's fault, for once. But you're right, it does raise, it's like Toni, but he was rich, so what does that mean? What is that?
He was rich. I
don't know. I'm like, he had security. Like, no one's going to kill him. That doesn't seem right. Anyway, and I truly don't know where I am in the schedule right now, so... Okay.
Samoa Joe's giving a promo.
Samoa Joe's giving this promo, and he hops on the mic, and he says, that Powerhouse Hobbs has been keeping big old fat San Antonio women occupied. And Hobbs seemed really happy to demonstrate for the crowd. I thought the crowd response was a little bit like, I'm not totally sure if we should boo or cheer. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they clearly were like, I mean, Hobbs is enjoying his mime.
He's loving the women.
So
is
much.
Is this a compliment?
Yeah, that they were like, I think he's happy. So
he loves San Antonio
cheer?
and its quality women.
Yeah.
Large quality women. I think it might have been a reference to something someone said once. I don't know about big women or big San Antonio women. I truly don't know. And I had an immediate like, well, what do you mean by that response? And then he clearly seemed like he's enjoying them. And then when I was watching it back today, I had the most insane thought process where I was like, it's good to love big women. That's amazing. But I kind of think you should only be allowed to talk about it in the tone of Mika singing Big Girl, You Are Beautiful. Or of Queen singing Fat Bottom Girls. And then I went and I listened to both those songs and was weirdly being like, and if this had been the tone, I would have loved that. And then I was like, Allie, everything that's happened to you right now is so crazy. But Will Hobbs seemed to be really enjoying the women, so I think that's wonderful. But he is a heel, so
yeah.
Kind of complicated.
Yeah. Complicated. And the crowd was having this experience live too, where you're kind of trying to work it out from first principles, and it's hard to say.
Yeah.
He's loving the women, but he murdered Hangman, so he might be insulting them. It's not that clear. And Samoa Joe is still on the mic talking, and he's sounding mad, as he usually does, and he's saying, like, why would I do such a thing? Because as long as I'm on planet Earth and you call yourself a champion, I will come hunting for you. As long as you stride this earth thinking you're the man, the very best you can be, I am waiting to show you are not that man. And I said, well, you just got shown.
Yeah.
Didn't show him at all, yeah.
I don't remember exactly, but there was a line of something where he was like, and I will never back down or something. And I was like, you got beat last week.
You got beaten.
You lost.
You got beat.
Why is this happening? You lost.
You lost. Yeah. You lost. And so the crowd at this point does seem to, and it is the first time, really, I would say, in this entire feud, that the crowd is like, well, we are gathering that we should probably not cheer for him. So they're chanting cowboy shit. And he's like just being mean to Hangman. He says, I will slap your cowboy ass and make you my bitch. Just like every sports team has made this state their bitch.
Well, I don't listen. Yeah. I'm not being
mega
mega sensitive. Like there are times when
don't
bitch
say
is
don't
fine.
Say it.
It's just the way that he was shrieking it. I would say I'm not being sensitive. It wasn't pleasant. It was just unpleasant.
It wasn't.
I didn't like it. I'm not saying he should be canceled. I'm not, trying to murder him. I'm just saying.
Murder him.
I was ready to. I was like, okay, we can move on.
We can wrap it up. Leah's tapping her watch. She says,
I've sent out a little guy with a cane.
just pull him back in. Every time with that. I imagine the guy with the cane is just the Peanut.
Peanut. I send out Mr. Peanut to wheel Samoa Joe in.
Wheel Joe back in.
Does Michigan J. Frog have a cane?
I think he does.
Maybe
they go out there together. Maybe they're lovers. I got there so fast. It's just instinctive.
All right, I need to commission a picture of like Michigan J. Frog and Mr. Peanut holding hands and walking off into the sunset. And you know what? They don't have a name for the kind of art, the kind of fetish art that is. But I'll make a new one.
I know if you go to DeviantArt, you can find someone who'll do it. It's a big world. It's a big, wonderful world out there. There's someone who'd be more than happy to produce that for you. For free, probably. Okay, so the lovers, Michigan J. We're trying to send the lovers, Michigan J. Frog and Mr. Peanut out there to yank Samoa Joe off screen. Okay, so this is the point at which I think we can stop and we can try and step back and look at everything that's happened with Samoa Joe and Hangman and just unpack how we feel about it. So, Leah, you did have some thought out thoughts. Would you like to start?
I think I started saying them earlier, which is just that when he turned heel, I just had this experience where I was like, oh, the whole time you were heel.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's what I saw what I saw on the screen because you were telegraphing something. And I was like, now, why did that happen? And it's like, it's because the crowd failed us. And the crowd was like, this is not a heel thing to have happened. This is a normal thing to have happened, which is what tricked me into being like, everybody, like Samoa Joe is supposed to be a face. He's not. So it is like a thing where I'm like, it is the crowd that's wrong. It's a Fight Club situation where you guys are not watching Fight Club the way the author intended. Chuck Palahniuk, whatever his name is, he didn't intend you to read it that way, and you've read it wrong, and you're all Fight Club misreaders.
This is Fight Club, and it's the same with American Psycho. You read it wrong.
Yeah, and I had the same experience where, actually, weirdly, I have been rewatching the start of Breaking Bad lately, but it's the same thing as, like, Walt from Breaking Bad was a piece of shit from episode 1, but everyone watching it was like, he's such a badass for, like, 4 seasons or whatever, and then they're wait, he's a bad man? Like, he's a really bad man.
That was kind of a fun period of culture to not be watching Breaking Bad, but to have just been kind of, like, following, like, this is the plot of Breaking Bad, and being like, he seems kind of like a jackass. And then the moment when all the think pieces were suddenly like, is he the antagonist? And it's like, yeah, I thought we all knew that. I thought you knew that. I thought everyone knew that.
The drug dealer, the guy who sells meth even though he doesn't need to, and who murders people like all the time. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. Crazy. Yeah. And I think the thing too, where it's like, okay, so in a way they executed this story right, because he telegraphed a heel turn and then he heel turned. But I feel like the thing about wrestling is that heel turns so often come out of nowhere that I'm not sure anyone watching it who is cheering him early on is going to be like, oh, he's been a heel in this whole feud. They're going to be like, oh, and then he heel turned.
Suddenly he heel turned, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have really struggled with this because I've been complaining all week about, it's exciting news, of course. We're amping up for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, which is going to save my life. It's kind of the only thing that's keeping me, that and season 2 of The Pit. It's like I can keep going during this period of intense dysregulation because someday I'll get to watch that vampire sing a song. And that's,
I think we should sing a song. It's not what I expected you to say. That's so true. Do you think that when those shows come back, we should pull an O&R and have like an hour and a half of prestige TV talk and then 30 minutes of wrestling?
And we'll just get away with it because we'll timestamp it and be like, if you don't want to hear this, you can skip it.
Don't listen.
Yeah. Can we also do that with The Resident?
I don't know if I see The Resident for me, but I have enjoyed you narrating the plot points.
Leah's like, I've got a high concept kind of thing. It's that I put on an episode of The Resident for all of us, and we just talk while we watch it. We just talk about it while we watch it. A live watch, kind of a live watch.
Maybe we'll put it on Twitch.
Maybe we'll become. Honestly, yeah, I'd probably do it. Anyway, you know, these winter nights are so long. I'd probably do it. So if you guys want to hear us live respond to an episode of The Resident on Twitch, just put your hand up and Leah will count you. You will be counted. All 4 of you. Anyway, but as we gear up for season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, there's been a resurgence online of a lot of arguments about like, well, one thing you guys aren't considering is that this vampire did something very, very bad, and he is a bad man, and you should hate him. And they say that about all of them. Like, there's someone saying it about all of them, and then saying, like, but my vampire is a good vampire. And
Buddy
it's like,
is the only good vampire. And then someone's like, she was keeping fingers in her drawer.
She was keeping fingers in a drawer, like, you know. And it's like, as some of our friends have pointed out, it's kind of like, well, one thing maybe we're not talking about enough is they're vampires. And so maybe trying to apply our human morality to a story about what it would be like to be an immortal creature who starts to see people as cattle isn't going to work. Like, maybe that's not a good way to watch this. And some people are like, no, I want to watch it that way because I want to be ethical. So I'm watching all of this. I have a moment at some point this week where I'm like, my God, am I like these freaks? Am I like these freaks watching my wrestling TV and being like, it has to be moral and ethical. It must be moral and ethical. And I'm struggling with the question because I'm like, I don't think that is how I feel. Like, I don't feel like I respond to everything I see on wrestling like this. People do very bad stuff a lot, and often that doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, like Swerve and Hangman shenanigans, I did not feel real moralizing about. Yeah,
not at all. But then that was an interesting case. I was thinking through that because I was like, well, those are characters that I feel like they are presenting to me in a way where I'm like, I see them as multifaceted characters. I see both of them as like, they have their good, they have their bad, and they know they have their good and they have their bad, and they're struggling with their inner demons, and like it's they're playing out complicated narratives of like doing bad things and then internally dealing with the repercussions of those things on their own psyches. And that is not the feeling that I've had about Samoa Joe ever. And it was also something I struggled with in this promo where I was like, well, it's a heel. He's a heel. He's a heel. So it's fine for him to be saying heel stuff. I wish that he weren't trying to sound so tough and cool. I wish that he weren't being so tough and cool the way that men think of him as being tough and cool. You know, it's like I wish there was something coming through that's like, that you know that you got beaten and it rankles. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I think it would work better, this promo where he was being like, Hangman, I'm going to come after you and show you you're not the real, champion, right after he lost. I think if it was like Mox or even MJF, I think you would have more of a sense of like he's putting on a front, but deep down he kind of knows it.
Or he just kind of wanted
to convey that at all.
The same thing you guys said last week about like, can you create an audience? You kind of wanted like, I think Tony Schiavone was in there. You kind of wanted him to be like, you did lose last week. Is that
right?
Ringing any bells for you? And you wanted to see him be like, well, I wouldn't have lost if blah, 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 blah. It's like, you want something that gives you like kind of a foothold in the character that's not like, well, you're always going to be this exact tough guy. Like your behavior hasn't really changed, actually.
Right.
Like you could have done all of this a month ago or 2 months ago. It wasn't convenient for the show, so you didn't do it. I don't know. I don't want to, the thing is, I'm struggling. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be a moralist. I don't want to be a bad Interview with the Vampire fan. I think it's cool for people to do bad stuff, but I don't think it's always interesting, and it is unpleasant. The crowd adds an unpleasant aspect that you often can avoid when you're watching like real TV, because the people I'm describing kind of like are the crowd and they're wrong. So you can kind of avoid it because they're not on Interview with the Vampire being like, Lestat, you've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, right.
Boo. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think through like what things have bothered me morally, and it's usually like misogyny type things, but also like Cope sort of bullying Stokely while being the babyface. I also found like problematic alignment stuff where I didn't feel like moralistic about it exactly, but it was just like, it was more like, do you know like what people sympathize with, and do you know like what a good person does and what a bad person does? And sometimes I feel like when it's like the performer doesn't seem to know that they're doing bad things, or they're presenting bad things as if they're good things. I think that's when
or Willow hitting Marina with the chair when she was knocked out was sort of like one of those moments where I was like, Willow, I know your heart. You wouldn't do this.
Yeah. Right. And that was something, it felt so untrue to the character that you thought you knew. Yeah. Where you were like, well, I see you as a person who would have like moral and ethical quandaries about this kind of thing. Even if, Hangman is someone who's pretty good at like, sometimes he does bad stuff and sometimes he thinks about doing bad stuff and doesn't doing it. But you can always see him having the conversation with himself that's like, I know who I am as a person, and the person that I am has this feeling about what I'm about to do. And I, as a person, am deciding whether I am fighting that feeling or whether I'm like going to lean into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is about character continuity, kind of.
Yeah, totally. It's like the complicated character. And just like when Hangman and Swerve did that stuff, like you felt like the character knew they were doing something bad and they weren't expecting, they were working hard to try to get the audience not to sympathize with it,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Even if the audience didn't always go along, like, because in those cases, like the Hangman did nothing wrong people, like when Hangman was being a heel, like I was frustrated with them, but I didn't feel like it was a problem with the show. Whereas with this one, I do feel like it's more of a problem with the show, because I didn't feel like Samoa Joe was quite I didn't feel like he was on board with it.
It's almost right. Like it's almost like he doesn't have the crowd control because like I think a really good heel would never allow the crowd to cheer him. Like that would be something, especially when you're coming out for the first time after your heel turn. I think you would have like done everything you could to signal to the crowd, you are supposed to boo me. And then they respond to that. And it's like, he didn't really
Hangman changing the music, changing how he dresses, like everything about the presentation. It's like and Hangman has to work really hard because he's very popular, but you could at least see him put in the effort.
Or it's like, this has sometimes worked and sometimes not, but we've seen a lot of heel turns now where after the heel turn, they're like, okay, you're going to have to murder Tony Schiavone. Like that's the shortcut that we have. You're going to have to do something that really clearly says like, you're fucked up now. Yeah. And he hasn't done anything like that, and he still obviously could, but yeah, I don't know. There's just something, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. I feel like just talking it out, it's like I have a little bit of a clearer position myself, why things work for me and don't,
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not, I think the other thing that I don't know that I'll be able to really articulate is that it's often... Like, again, other people have done this well, but it's very easy to go back to Hangman Swerve because it was one of the biggest and best, feuds that we had where it's like both characters have done fucked up things. It was so much of that feud was like, I know some stuff about me as a person, and then also you have this specific effect on me as a person because of the ways that my ish is interacting with your ish. So a lot of this is like really personal, and I'll do something fucked up, and it's like, I would have been able to resist doing that with someone else maybe, but I couldn't with you because of X, Y, and Z. So it is kind of hard for me with Samoa Joe where I'm like, well, I don't really see you having any like unique relationships with anybody. Right. You're just you are fairly one-dimensional to me in your presentation. So it's harder for me to be like, oh, I'm really wrapped up in the story. I'm not trying to moralize, or I don't have I'm not recoiling from the story because I feel like it's about like your specific experience that you're having with somebody else. I don't feel that way about him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when MJF was feuding with him, like, with Hangman, there's like, I think we had some criticisms about how deep that story was, but at least the thing that he was doing was that like, he was like, it's annoying to me that everyone hates me and reads me in bad faith and everyone loves you despite the fact that you've done just as shitty stuff as I've done. And I hate that like you're the golden untouchable guy. Like that's something I don't actually know how Samoa Joe feels about Hangman other than he's standing in the way.
Yeah.
Which,
And to me, Samoa Joe's character feels a little bit like, and it's like, this might not be right because I'm speculating about other people's experiences, but he feels a little bit to me like a sort of teenage boy wish fulfillment fantasy where it's like, what if I was really big and really tough and really cool? And that's it, where it's like, basically like a Mary Sue, like kind of self-insert kind of situation, which like in media, usually female characters don't ever get away with, but male characters like that are very common. Like even watching like the X-Files or something, you're like, oh, Mulder is like a hardcore Mary Sue. Like
Mulder should be getting bullied so much.
Right. It's like, what if I was like so smart and I believed in aliens and everyone was like, you're so dumb, you don't know it, but I was always right. Like every single time when I was like, maybe it's Bigfoot, like it was Bigfoot. And I feel like for Samoa Joe, it's like wrestling is aimed at like a 12-year-old boy, and sometimes I feel like he works for people maybe when they saw him when they were in that kind of normal adolescent phase where you have wish fulfillment fantasies, but it's like not a very interesting character.
No.
Otherwise.
Yeah. No, I think that's all right. Well, all of this to say, I think it's our relationship with Samoa Joe is complicated, and I would say that it was helpful for me that he turned on Hangman. I kind of needed that to happen on some level because so that I could be like at crowd, see, he's been bad this whole time. Right. I was watching right. But I still feel a lot of distance from the storyline. So. I'll be interested to see what they do with it. I'm trying to unblock my heart. I'm trying to be open. I'm trying to understand myself, which is just one of the great, and write this down in your Tunnel Talk Wit and Wisdom notebooks. That's just one of the great activities of this life that we're living, is just to know yourself. And the first step is to know that you don't.
Right. Every day you get to learn something new about yourself.
And every day
you meet yourself again.
And I dislike so many of the things that I learn.
That bitch.
That bitch. How did this happen to you, Allie? I don't know.
Oh, and it is too bad that he's like Hangman's feud for this fall, because it is just like not offering a lot. Like, and I wish Hangman did have like a little faction or some friends or somebody else to like bounce off of, since his opponent is not giving me a lot.
Poor Hangman. Nobody did come to help him. That is true. I thought it is often, aside from Jetspeed, I guess they probably come out like 5 to 7 times a night. But in wrestling, often it's like if somebody came out once, they won't come out again. And a lot of his bridges had been burned earlier in the night. Yeah. So you could kind of assume like they probably went home. They're probably done. Kenny's watching from Kota Ibushi's hospital prison room and just being like, oh shit, I probably should have
been there. Yeah,
I don't know. I just didn't think Samoa Joe would do that, so I kind of thought it'd be okay. But
it's like, and I could go get in the car now, but it's like across town, and
a little late. I could get there in time. On a delay anyway, so I doubt that it'll be that helpful. But he's like texting Hangman, like, "Sorry, Hanger, been so nice to be on good terms with you again. I just was at the hospital prison. So what can you do about that?" Yeah, so no one came out to help him. I do think I would like to see, but perhaps this is a moment for Hangman to start reaching out and strengthening some of the Jesus Christ. I personally would never depend on the conglomeration.
No, they won't come out and save you. They don't remember that you're one of them.
No. But we'll see. Okay, we got to press on like fast. Okay. Yeah. So let's head into what happened with the women at the pay-per-view. Kris and Stat had those are the same woman.
Kris and Stat.
Kris and Stat. Kris and Toni had their big singles match. Kris has brought her alien gimmick back a little more. It's kind of waxed and waned over the years, but I liked the degree that it was at for her pay-per-view entrance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she did have some hunky henchmen, which I think she deserves.
Also very fun. A lot of the women were bringing out hunky henchmen now, which
for them.
I'm into it.
I like that a few years ago, the only representation we had of like hotties who were escorting wrestlers to the ring were the broom girls. Yeah. So I think it's fun that now it's hot, hunky male henchmen.
Yeah.
Very fun match that ended when Kris got Toni. I've said locked in a leg submission. I don't really feel confident about that wording, but that lasted for a long time. And Toni was kind of flirting with tapping out, and Kris was just locking her in with those thighs. And eventually Toni yelled, "Just fucking kill me." And so Kris quit the submission, leapt up, and I think it was some specialty pile driver of some sort, I suppose. And she pile drivered her for the win, and she did win the match, and she retains the belt. And both women rose to their feet. They embraced. Toni rolled out of the ring. Later, we see her backstage sitting in a corner looking not great, Bob. Looking pretty bad. Looking not good.
So funny with her smeared lipstick. And...
Yeah. And I really enjoyed this match. I thought they did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Immediately after this match, Mercedes music hits. She comes out in, I wish I hadn't typed pony play gear, but it is what I think every time I see those Shetland pony, shin guards.
Boots.
The boots with the fur, and she had 3 little dancing men carrying her belts, and who was one of those dancing men?
It was little Griff Garrison. He was dancing his heart out.
He was dancing for his life. And
someone on Twitter, or Blue Sky, I don't remember who it was, and I'm so sorry, was like, the Young Bucks should have been out there being belt boys for the money.
Listen, there is still time for the Young Bucks to start. We'll talk about it again later, but boys, it's time to start working. It's time to start working. So, Griff Garrison, I had the funniest response where I was just like, I am so proud of you for having a job. Yeah. I am so proud of you for still being employed.
As we've talked about in the last 5 years, so many people have come and go, but Griff Garrison, he's been here.
What did Dustin
One of our
scream?
old friends.
Don't worry, Orange. I brought Griff Garrison. So mean. Okay. Mercedes gets in the ring with Kris. She hops on the mic. She's like, "Congrats on the win," but get out of here. And Mercedes had put out this open challenge for, that was not tonally, that wasn't right, but I don't care. She'd put out this open challenge for anyone with a belt to fight her at the pay-per-view, and that turned out to be Mina Shirakawa, who is the interim ROH Women's World TV Champion. I have no idea whether I knew that before, and you don't need to tell me. So they fight, very fun match. Mercedes wins, so she has 11 belts. And then over the weekend, she wins another belt, I think in Canada maybe, but maybe not.
In Winnipeg. Yeah.
In Winnipeg. She wins a Winnipeg belt. And so she has 12 belts, and that is so many belts. And everybody had a lot to say about that, and I don't think we can get into all that, but I think some of you could maybe shut up, you know? I think some of you
like,
kind of suck.
Just try to be normal about a black woman for like 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes. Just be really cool.
Listen, we know it's not going to happen. We know that some of you are not going to be normal, but some of you really, really don't like Mercedes, and it is fucked up. You are really fucked up about it.
It's quite a mess. Yeah, when you see it, you're just like, good God, the things they'll make up to get upset about.
It's crazy. Anyway, I think she's we'll get more into what she's going on with her, but she's a blast. Okay, so, oh God, I don't think any of this matters. Just tell me if I'm skipping something that you're like, I want to see that. We get these backstage segments. Toni, Mina. One with Toni, Mina. Toni says we lost everything, and Mina says we still have each other.
This was
beautiful girls.
Very romantic.
Beautiful girls.
Embraced, yeah.
It was like they both made it. They were both on the door, you know? Mm-hmm. Titanic.
Yeah.
I like sometimes I can see you guys being like, let's just support her on this, but I know you're like, I don't really know what
you saw our eyes kind of go up and to the right, like, door. But yeah, Allie, totally.
I love that their instinct is support her.
Never let a fellow man drown.
Yep.
We get them on that door with us.
Bring her up onto the door with us. And then we got Mercedes challenging Stat to a match at Full Gear. Okay, so also at the pay-per-view, Tekla fought Jamie Hayter. Very fun match. I believe Mother Dustin was the coach for this match, and I thought he did a wonderful job. The girls did a really good job, to be clear.
I think we can give credit to a man for this match.
Behind every successful woman is a man.
I'm just happy to hear about my son. The girls did a really good job, and actually got really mad on their behalf because I read a stupid, I can't even get into it. Like, I thought it was such a fun match, and they like went so hard, and then I read, if you've ever seen somebody review a match in a series of pictures, I don't know. I just read that one, and something about the tone was so condescending, even though the pictures review was kind of being like, it was good, but the girls did telegraph all their moves, but it worked for what it was. And I was like, I think you could go to fucking Anyway, not to subtweet, and I don't know, Ian, maybe. You know what? We'll just reevaluate this later. Okay, so then Jamie Hayter wins. Queen Aminata comes out to celebrate. They, I believe, have been bonding over their shared beef with Tekla.
Also, you put in here that Luther's widow standing there sent everyone into an age gap detection frenzy. And when I read that, I was like, that's true. That was crazy. Everyone went insane. And I was like, how did they even like know? And then I Googled Luthez, and it turns out he was born in 1916, so he'd be 109. So it's like, okay, yeah, I see why people were like, she does not look age appropriate for a 109-year-old man.
But I think what they detected eventually, the detectives out there, and Dave helping them, Dave just being like, I love giving information. It has no meaning to me. I don't know why you guys are so excited about it, but I'm happy to give you some information. I think it was a 30-year age difference, but it sounds like they met in adulthood, and then I really got up on my high horse a little, and I was like, I've had it with people trying to talk about problematic age gaps between grown, consenting adults. I think that if somebody over the age of 18 wants to fuck almost anybody, you can't make me care about it anymore. And is that going to get me canceled? I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I know, but a 29-year-old woman can marry whoever she wants.
She can marry whoever she wants.
I did hear this take on a podcast lately where, you know how Al Pacino had a baby? He's like 83 and he had a baby with like a 29-year-old pretty recently.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know, at a certain point, age gap, it becomes like more of an elder abuse situation. I was like, I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh my God. You know, sometimes you just look at it and you're like, if no crime is being committed, obviously don't do anything really fucked up. I mean, I guess we might have differing ideas about what's fucked up, but like, don't commit a crime. Don't do anything really fucked up. But like, no crime is being committed. Sometimes you're like, can we accept that the range of human experiences that will occur throughout the course of history is infinite? And sometimes the things that happen will be bad, but sometimes they won't. And maybe we don't everyone online have all the insight necessary to truly understand most things that are happening. And again, no crime was committed.
Luther's widow seemed delightful, so, you know.
She was really fun. I honestly can't tell if I'm going to get canceled over this. So, I don't know. And then we get to Dynamite. And we're going to have we're going to have women's tag team belts, so we have to have a championship tournament to decide who the belt holders are. So we get this 4-way match on Dynamite with the winners getting to pick their first round opponent in the tournament. So Aminata and Hayter fought Sky Blue, Julia, Willow, Harley Cameron, and Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. And then I went on Instagram, and that didn't have to be in there at all. And then it was a fun match, and Jamie and Aminata won, and they want to fight the Sisters of Sin, who are the two of the younger girls of the and why would you put it that way, of the Triangle of Madras.
Problematic age gap.
Madness. Like, how old is Tekla? Should she be ordering those girls around? I don't know. It's Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and then and then Renee tried to interview Mina, who said Toni was off being sad somewhere, and the interview got interrupted by Tekla, and this was really it was like too much for me to handle, because it was kind of like for me. Like, to see the way that Mina and Tekla interacted was kind of like, I'm a girl, thank you. You know, I'm a wulu, a woman-loving woman, thank you.
It was crazy. I was really like, wow, Toni has really done so much for this division and moving that Overton window, and everyone's on board.
Yeah, she has set an example that everyone has like risen to meet, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And so they're going to fight, or they already did fight, but it hasn't aired yet, I think, maybe. I don't know. And Mercedes had an in-ring celebration of her 12 belts, but while she was getting her men organized, which it's hard when you have that many men carrying belts and you've got to make sure they all look presentable. That takes time, you know? And while she's doing that, Harley Cameron brought out Minnie Monet the puppet and did a puppet intro out by the ring, and Mercedes came out and was like, "That's so disrespectful. How could you do this to me? And you're so pathetic." And then they got into a bit of a back and forth, and she said, if you want to laugh at something, Harley, laugh at this. And then she shoved the puppet there was a cake for the celebration, but then Chris Statlander showed up, and she slammed Mercedes into the cake. And Mercedes
grabbed, so first she pushed the puppet into the cake, but then she pulled the puppeteer up, and I was so convinced it was going to be Kris, because they didn't show Harley doing the ventriloquism, so I was like, oh, Harley's backstage with a mic, and Kris is actually under there. So when they pulled her up and it actually was Harley, I was weirdly shocked in a way that, like, I don't know, I was like...
You're like, but she was hidden. It should have been a mistaken identity. Oh my gosh. This was extremely fun. I believe divisive, and we don't have to get into all that, but I had a really nice time. I enjoyed it.
We really got to get off the internet.
I know. I'm like, I wish I didn't know any of this, but I've just been I have to get off Twitter again, but I'm back on there because there's just a variety of topics that I've been keeping abreast of on the Tunnel Talk Twitter that I like. Sometimes I think, like, can the girls see what I'm looking at? Can the girls see what I'm training our algorithm to do? But then sometimes the algorithm will do an abrupt shift that I think I had nothing to do with, and I'm like, are the girls training the algorithm?
it.
I am also primarily on the Tunnel Talk account. So you and I
gotta
are
flip
warring.
over there and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Well,
You and I are confusing the shit out of the algorithm.
I know. I'm like, once we're off the podcast, let's all have a talk about what we think we're training the algorithm to do. And I think that'll be fun for us.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh my God. Anyway, so then Alicia Toot is talking to Mercedes, and Mercedes is like, I'm covered in cake. And then Athena shows up and is like, it's fine. You're just covered in cake, but why don't we just be a tag team? Something to this effect. And Mercedes is like, I guess I need another title.
I loved it actually because she was full on having a crying, screaming tantrum.
Regina George breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then Athena was like, another belt? And she just stopped and was like, another belt.
The magic words.
Yes, I think I do want another belt. And suddenly it was like she was pacified and was like, okay, all right.
It's like distracting a toddler. It's like, oh, would you like to watch a little Pokemon movie? Oh, maybe I do.
Maybe I do. But did you guys see the pictures she posted to Instagram?
No.
You guys have to go look. I'll link it when we get off the pod.
Okay.
There's 4 pictures of her mid tantrum, and they're art in a way that I'm like, should I frame these for my house?
She's so funny. She's so willing to look. Oh my God, these are amazing.
Aren't they like artistic?
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah,
Just
but she's just
mid-tantrum.
so willing to look ridiculous. And when she has those toddler tantrums, it's so funny.
And I really strongly nominate her for Mommy's Little Ham of the Week.
I think 100% she deserves it. She's such a crack up. She just is such a blast. And I love that she's still getting these belts. And I love that it's like very clear that it's like the belts are the only thing helping me cling to sanity right now when all I want is the big belt, but I don't have the big belt, so I have to get lots of little belts.
I can't seem to get the big belts no matter how hard I try.
I'm trying to fill the hole in my heart with other belts, but I can't because it needs big belt.
It needs big
Everyone
belt.
knows this Winnipeg belt doesn't mean anything.
I know, but you have to pretend. You've got to put on the smile and say the Winnipeg belt is everything.
And she is tricking the people on the internet.
She really
discoursing about her.
You know, you hate to give it to Hulk Hogan, but it's like working them into a shoot or whatever. Jabroni. Hey, Jabroni.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think it's
write that down in your total
it's like working him into a shoot. Jabroni.
No, but it has to be with the question mark at the end.
Jabroni.
The way you jabroni?
I'm like, did he really say that? Jabroni? I think, it's like, what do we have to say that many smarter people haven't already said, but I do think that if you don't enjoy Mercedes, it's problematic.
Yeah.
Well,
there's something wrong with you.
Everybody who knows agrees that she's amazing at wrestling, which we don't always know. We're not always certain, but it's like everybody agrees, like bell to bell. And then it's like, if you don't enjoy this, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, I'm like, you just don't want to enjoy her because you're the problem.
Yeah.
You know?
You need to look inside your heart and see what you got going on there.
Just self-examine.
Because it's pretty obvious to everyone else.
Yeah, we can see. We see you, Fiend. We see you, Fiend. Anyway, all right.
At this part of the schedule, you have written Q in the Hall of the Mountain King, and it is like not only in this part of the schedule that because you were racing for the deadline, but now in real time, I'm like also the vibe.
Yeah.
No, and I did type it because I knew that at this point in the schedule we would be so behind. I knew truly. I was rushing to finish the schedule, but I did type it because I was like, and this will be about an hour 45 into the podcast. Okay, FTR and Jetspeed were the last match on the pay-per-view pre-show. It spilled into the actual show, so the fireworks for the show went off in the middle, and you had to switch streams, which wasn't ideal, but it's fine. But actually is kind of fine, and they tried something new, and I think that is valuable. And that's what everybody was saying. Everybody was saying that they thought it was valuable to try something new.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be honest, at the time, I found it quite annoying to switch the stream within a match. Yeah. And then I saw the discourse and I was like, I retract my complaints. It's fine.
She started tapping those brakes on the ice and snow and she said, let's turn the car around.
I really don't think it's that big a deal.
I didn't care because I didn't care about the match. You know what I mean? Like, if it was a Young Bucks match and I wasted 30 seconds because with my fat, stupid fingers trying to navigate to the other stream, I would have been screaming my head off. But I didn't care about this match. I thought it was kind of funny.
It is like if Toni ever wants to see like how fast he can get people to move between streams, then do it during a Young Bucks match.
Yeah,
you'll test some of your strongest soldiers. But it was FTR and Jetspeed, so for us that's okay. It was I know it was a really fun match, guys. I know it was fun, but wasn't that stressed about it. And I think it's fun. They tried something new.
We love experimentation. That's fine.
Oh yeah,
we do always say, try it. Let's
try
see
it. If it works, it works. If it's good, it's good.
It works. I just imagined us as the directors of a play, and all the wrestlers are our actors, and they're always coming up and being like, I had a crazy thought. I was thinking during like my death scene, I could be eating a banana this week. And everything they say, we're kind of like, huh. And then we just say, sure. If you want to try it.
This week I thought when I was giving my monologue, I could kind of do it in like an accent, like a fun accent. And we're like, yeah, give it a shot.
We ask a couple questions. We're like, what accents do you have in your repertoire? They're like, I don't know. I was just gonna like look around online and see what I can find. We say, huh?
They're like, I want to do Irish. I want to do Irish, but it does always slide into pirate.
Well, I guess that could be interesting. So you follow your heart. We're always saying that. Follow your heart.
Hey.
So they followed their hearts right into the first match in the show, which otherwise would have been the women, but it was FTR. So
FTR loves to snatch things away from the women.
Misogynist. No. And so, all right. So that was fun. And as Anne, would you like to point out that Jetspeed?
Oh yeah, afterwards they were just reassuring each other so tenderly in the ring, and I just thought their relationship is so emotionally healthy and uninteresting. They're just telling each other, I know you fought so hard.
Emotionally healthy kings,
They're like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah. I was about to be like, they don't need couples therapy, and then I was like, no, they go to preventative couples therapy because it's the healthy thing to do.
Yeah. They
like
say things like, it's just a little checkup. Make sure we're still talking.
A tune-up. The best time to address a problem is before it becomes a big problem, And it's like the therapist is like, you've never had a problem.
She's like, you just described to me a situation where one of you left a cabinet open and the other one said, hey, could you close the cabinet? And you said, I'm so sorry, I will next time. And then you did.
And you did. And you have every day since. Love you, kings. Quick big step left to another tag team match on the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, because it's all going to come back together in a minute. Bucks versus Jurassic Express. I just thought this is like the part of making buttercream icing where it'll look soupy for a minute, but then it's gonna come back together. Bucks versus Jurassic Express was the third match. So I think it was FTR, Jetspeed, Jamie Tekla. Is that right? And then the Bucks, which at the time, and I think this was borne out by the reaction, which again was a little insane. At the time, we were like, that's not an appropriate spot for a Bucks match, really.
No.
I was like, what are they going to do in 2 hours when I need a pick-me-up?
Yeah.
There's nothing to pick me up.
I was like, you can't waste this too early. This is not where this goes.
No. Yeah. I really depend on those Bucks matches for there's a real... And I'm sorry to them if they don't enjoy that spot. I hope they do like it. But there's a sweet spot in the show where it's like, if Mama doesn't see a Young Bucks match right now, she'll die. She'll just die.
Uh-huh.
And it was a good show, so it could have been much worse. But there was still that moment at about the 2/3 mark where I said, God, you know what would fucking hit right now?
A Young Bucks match. You want your audience in a situation where when the Young Bucks aren't on screen, they're saying, where are the Young Bucks? And you want them to have really ramped up their desire to the point before you give it to them. So
you want the Pokemon to be frothing at the mouth. Your little Charizard, you want him howling, desperate for a Young Bucks match. Oh my goodness. Well, it was the third match, and that was a strange choice to me, but that's okay. The Young Bucks, I've said here, the Young Bucks and Jack Perry make so many people completely insane in the brain. That is true.
Yeah. Some people really need to take their thoughts about the Bucks and Jack Perry straight to therapy. Like, you need to say some of this stuff to a mental health professional.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or just talk to yourself in the mirror a little. It's like, can we just...
Just be like, my own masculinity is fine. I feel secure in it. I am a man. And then you can go watch the Young Bucks in a normal way, you know?
I don't know. I think it's like we all just need to get comfortable with the idea that it's like maybe we don't understand everything. I already said it. Why am I trying to give this advice again? I already gave it once, and I was being vulnerable at the time, so I don't have to do it again for you guys. You figure it out on your own, you know? But some of you said weird stuff about a lot of stuff. Anyway. Very fun match, ton of false finishes. I liked everybody was coming out for the match, and they all just, like, peeked in the bag with the money and kind of, like, felt it up. Like, they were just, like, just a little grope of the money just to get me in the mood to fight.
The Bucks' entrance was, like, their budget when this, like, someone help me budget, my family is dying kind of setup, which I loved.
It was, like, but everything was candles. It was,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might misremembering this. A lot of this match was about, like, it's always funny to me that some matches it really matters who the legal man is. And I think it really mattered for a lot of this match.
Yeah, I think plausible.
So. And then it ends with God, Jack Perry. It's sometimes I put in the stuff from the recap, like I just copy it over, and then it turns out it was all move names, and I don't really read those. So, anyway, the Bucks won. They, of course, Matt Jackson pinpigged, which was his pleasure. And
I know
the Bucks
he
didn't
loved.
win. The Jurassic Express won. Express won.
I know Matt was so excited to lay down for them. I know he was like, nothing would please me more.
Gentle sir, it would be my pleasure. It's like he's lying down in a puddle. He says, "Step over me." Step on me. Step on me, he said. JFK step on my neck challenge. So don't worry about
I want stans to start replying to female celebrities on Twitter with "Step over me, queen."
Is this that innovation that we crave? Oh my gosh. Anyway, it gets pinned. Jurassic Express have won. They go out to get their money. I think they're kind of going to leave. And then JB's like looking back and the Bucks are in the ring being like, God, our debts. they're going to put us on the ship like in Les Mis. We're going to be stuck on the chain gang on the ship. And so they come back into the ring and JB is kind of like reaching out for them. I think this is right. I think he like reaches out and they're just kind of looking at him and then he's like, oh my God, okay. And he gets a little bit of money and holds it out like, well, okay, will this guy get you guys up? Does that make you feel a little better? Like, just get up. Let's talk, you know? And he's clearly being like, let's just make peace, okay? Mm-hmm. And the Bucks again, and this is like I don't know, it feels like the 5th time this month. They're doing a good job with this. You can see that they're kind of like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, like, you know, it's been a really rough, weird year, and if you want to make peace, maybe we could do that. And for, again, about the 5th time this month, just as they look like they're ready to be like, okay, we'll take this $1,000 and maybe shake your hand, who shows up?
Fucking Mr. Eyebrows. Once the fucking again.
Joshua! If you don't get back down to your basement... Josh Alexander and the Don Callis family show up and they interrupt this moving scene and they're beating up Jurassic Express, and the Young Bucks are in such a funny place that the Don Callis family is like the Don Callis family are like, you're not allowed to make any friends. You're not allowed to repair any bridges. We want you kind of on our team, but not that on our team. Mm-hmm. So the Bucks just go to leave. They look like, you know, like they're kind of like, should we? I don't know. Maybe Kenny comes running out because I guess he and JB did build some trust in that last match. So Kenny comes running out and he stops by them on the ramp and he's like, bitch, turn around. Like, look, that's a little boy in there.
He was scolding them in the funniest way. I wanted him to be mic'd so bad because it seemed like he was being like, have you no decency?
Is he not your boy as well? Are you mother or not? And Matt Jackson was like, I've literally never claimed to be mother. but you are, King. But you are. And then he was like, whatever, I can't deal with you guys right now. He goes in, he and Jurassic Express deal with the Don Callis family, and the Bucks jet on out of there. Okay, so then also on Dynamite, this wasn't even on Dynamite. That didn't happen on Dynamite. JV got a promo on Dynamite.
Also, on Dynamite.
JB got a promo on Dynamite where he was like, we beat the Bucks, and I hadn't even fought in a year, and then we beat the Bucks. That's amazing. Let's get the tag team belts. That's it. And then we get this backstage promo on Dynamite where there's a ruckus outside Tony Khan's door. Who could that be? Of course, it's the Bucks yet again, hammering on the door, shouting for a money match. Renee is like, are you guys like, okay? What's up with you? And Nick was like, I don't know. We're poor. We're broke. For goodness sake, we're trying to get Tony out here because we want a money match, and we will wrestle anyone. We will team with anyone. Tony, I know you're watching. Open that door. I know you're watching. It's so funny.
He's just in there with the monitor.
He has his headphones on, so it's like with his noise-canceling headphones. It's like, you may not be able to hear my banging, but I know you see me on the monitor. Tony comes out. Has it ever happened?
I was shocked. No, he's never. It's always, I assumed an empty room, but he was really in there. And he's so little. He was shorter than the Bucks.
He's so little. But he's wearing those huge glasses these days, and I realized in the middle of watching it, every time I see him in those glasses, I'm like, who is he reminding me of? And it is just because of the size of the glasses. It's Ruben from the Ocean series. He's the
old man?
The old man. And it is just because of the glasses, but now I can't stop thinking about it. And so, he comes out. He's like, okay, guys, I hear what you're saying. You want a money match. You say you'll team up with anybody. You say you'll fight anybody. Okay, well, I'll put some money up. How about you guys fight Jurassic Express and Jetspeed? Matt Jackson, now, you really only see this when Matt Jacksons are extremely dysregulated. What was he wearing?
Oh my God! It was
crew neck.
Crew neck. Everything was covered up. It was horrible.
A tight little crew neck, right up to the base of the throat. I mean, you could not see a thing. You could not see a thing.
Luckily, it was very form fitting, and he's wearing tight little jeans, so we weren't left in the dirt. But I was like, "This, like, please, sir, like, you got to show a little more."
Well, but I thought it was good characterization. I said, you are devastated. You are, and Nick is not thinking really about the finance. He knows he wants money to do cool things, but you are the one who's, burning a candle at 1 a.m., crouched over the ledgers, being like, we shall never pay our debts at this rate.
He can't even afford a shirt with a V-neck or the shears to make it deeper. He can only buy a 3-pack of T-shirts.
They can't afford coal for the fire, so he needs to cover up for the warmth.
I'm 40 years old. I have no prospects. I am scared.
Thought you were going to be like, I'm 40 or 50 years old and I don't need this.
Oh God. Anyway, yeah, really troubling, and not a pearl to be seen. Not a pearl to be seen. Not a deep V-neck to be seen. The man is. I mean, it is like watching an unmisted chameleon. It's just like, this is abuse. Tony, you have to give him money. Look at him. He can't live this way. Well, Tony agrees to give the money, but it would not be a 4-on-2 versus Jurassic Express and Jetspeed. No, he says it will be you. Leah has a tension head. She has one of Kenny's classic tension headaches, migraines. He says, against you two and these guys, the door opens. What were they doing in there even? And who comes out but it's Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, and Stokely Hathaway. I'm gonna put on the greatest talent show this town has ever seen.
I was having such a nice time. I was enjoying the jokes. I was enjoying what I'm seeing. Yes. And then that fucking door opened. And I said, don't you fucking
don't
dare.
Do it to me. Don't you
putting them on collision with FTR. It's just like, what did we ever do to you?
What did we ever? Aren't we arduous fans? Don't we show up every week and say funny things about your show?
Don't we dance for you? Aren't we your monkeys, Tony?
Don't we drink ardently from the tap of the water faucet of your wrestling?
And we ask for so little.
So little.
You do this to me again? Again?
Every week I come on this podcast and I say things like, I'm prepared to be vulnerable and examine myself and try to understand if I have a bias against something that's happening. My heart is so open to being wrong. And then you just say, okay, well then swallow some more FTR. Well, that's the one thing I can't turn around. I don't know. I can't do it at this point.
No.
I know you all love FTR now. You're listening to this. You say FTR are my favorite wrestlers. They're doing so good at being heels. Well, they are doing good at being heels, but I hate them. And I don't care to see them. And I don't think they should be near the Young. At the very least, I don't think they should be near the Young Bucks because every time they get in proximity, it's like, how long will I be forced to watch this for?
Yeah. How long are they going to touch?
Right. Like, by volume, how much of AEW has been Young Bucks versus FTR? Too much.
Too much. Anyway. Oh, God.
I really hate it here.
I have to take a nap. I need smelling salts. I'm not well.
I would rather watch them fight like Eddie and Hook. Like, please.
Why would you say it like that? Like, that would be fun. That's like not even like, it's like, I would rather watch that. Who's someone else we like don't like, you know? I would rather watch them not fight. No, that's too far. That's too far. Look, I hope everyone involved has fun. Of course, I will watch it. I will attempt to, brick by brick, dismantle the wall in my heart. But it's just some walls, they're not made of bricks. They're one big piece. They're just one big brick.
Well, and I was also saying, it's like some bricks have been made so long ago that their materials have really hardened and calcified due to the years of pressure that was created, like forced them into the shape that they are. And you can't just tear that down in a day.
No. Wow. I find that interesting because I think often bricks degrade over time.
Not my bricks.
But you kind of mean like, you know, when people will be like, what secret did the Romans have that their concrete was so strong and we can't get it that strong? Maybe it's like that. It's like that wall is made of Roman concrete, okay? Because it's from the Roman Empire of 5 years ago. And I don't know what we put in it, and so I can't dismantle it. And also, it would be unethical to dismantle it because it's only
a historic landmark. Yeah,
it's a historic landmark, and only I might let an archaeologist fiddle around with it, but even then, you know, I wouldn't be comfortable letting them take it down completely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would agree with that.
And it's on Dax and Cash. Like, if they said something really, really weird and funny.
Again, yeah, there was a minute.
There was a minute during their heel turn where we were interested in them, but...
Yeah. I mean, it did help that everything else on the show was really bad.
That's true.
The Bucks are incredibly generous, and they're good, and FTR are selfish, and they're awful. And I know how it's a
moral issue.
It is a moral issue. Every single time they have a feud, it goes the same fucking way, and I don't need to see it. And I'm not gonna.
The thing is that the Young Bucks are the only ethical vampires, okay? And all the other vampires are evil, okay? But the Young Bucks they've been fine this whole time. They've never done anything
keep fingers
wrong.
In their drawers, but okay.
That was for their mental health, Anne. That was for their mental health. I don't know. Every day we wrestle with these issues, and the thing is, I just don't want FTR involved. I just don't want FTR involved in my son's lives, okay? Yeah. Like, it's like they can go date somebody else's children, okay? But these are my children, and I don't want them involved with FTR.
Sometimes it's genuinely just like, you dare put your fingers on my Young Bucks? You touch my Young Bucks? How dare you? Take your hands off it.
Death for mother. Dax Harwood, mother, ISIS. Jesus. Move on. Okay. And that's basically it. You know, it's like we'll see them again. And then there's this whole, I mean, how much do you want me to say about any of this? Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe fought at the pay-per-view. Guys, don't take this the wrong way. I know many of you loved this, and I love that for you. I just didn't care at all. No, I didn't care at all. I'm sorry.
Not even a
That's
little.
all I can say.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm sure it was very good wrestling.
It's not an insult to them because I think it's okay for me to not care about everything, she said bravely.
Did you guys see that Mr. 4-picture review guy blamed?
Yes, they did.
They blamed people not caring about this. The Young Bucks are selfish
for doing a good match. Yeah, it's quite a take.
Good wrestlers know that sometimes you have to do a not good match. I'm like, what did you say when the Young Bucks were doing their not good matches? What did you say when the Young Bucks were trying something where they did different wrestling? What did you say about that? Something different, maybe? What did everybody say?
I think everyone on the wrestling internet has something clinically wrong with them.
I think that's
that
correct.
Includes us. And it's just, I've had it.
But at least we're trying to figure it out. The one thing you can't say, Allie on the verge of another breakdown. It's like week 4 in a row. The one thing you can't say is that I'm not trying to examine my heart.
We're doing the work. I mean, not me.
I'm
not
open for you guys every week. Okay, look. Anyway, it's I'm not being mean. I'm not being mad. I'm not being mean. I just didn't care at all. And then Mark Briscoe then came out on Dynamite and was like, Kyle Fletcher, you fight me one more time. And Don Callis said, let me handle this. And he said, Mark, don't you have a huge, expensive family you should be tending?
He was very like, my sons are income producers and your sons just take income from you. Like, you've made bad choices.
What do your sons do? They drink milk? My sons make mincemeat out of other people's sons.
Your sons drink milk. My sons drink my powders.
Anyway, he was like, you can't fight my son again. I'm so sorry, but you cannot date my son.
And honestly, I would like to see that restraint being exercised more often on this fucking pay-per-view. I think, Samoa Joe says, fight me one more time, and Don Callis shows up out of nowhere and it's like, no.
We had a pay-per-view. It's over.
Should Don Callis be an all-purpose cock block? Like, it's like you don't have to be in his family. It's just like you ring a bell and it's like, Don, could you just get in here? And Don comes in and says, no. I love saying no.
He's the dead mother.
Dead mother. We got to go see the resident advisor about this. But if I had to guess, unfortunately, I bet they will fight again. If I had to guess. I think everyone who just fought at the pay-per-view is going to fight again. Probably except the people we wish would.
It would be kind of funny if he just, Full Gear is literally just Wrestle Dream. We just run it one more time.
Run the whole thing back. I mean, that's what we're on track for. So.
And what if Toni just reuses all the props? He reuses the big arch. He's just like, this one. I call this one is a savings. A savings opportunity.
It's costing him so much money to run all these money matches. He's got to trim somewhere.
I think we're creating an internal logic that Toni has never even considered. Well, so we'll see what happens there, and then then Okada and Takeshita fought Brodido on the pay-per-view, and that was very fun. And Okada got Takeshita some. Was it purposeful? It was purposeful, kind of, right? Or was it?
I think so.
Yeah, it was. Okay. The description of it makes it sound like it was truly by chance, but like he wanted to do it. He got Takeshita with his Rainmaker and shoved him out of the ring, and then they lost the match, and Takeshita was not happy about that, as you can imagine. And then Okada fought Bandito on Dynamite, and that started like 5 minutes before the end of the show, and we all know what that means. And I think we've been really restrained in complaining about the length of things tonight, but I didn't prefer that, to be honest. On a pay-per-view week.
Yeah.
You've already gotten a lot of my time.
Pay-per-views are already having half-hour overruns. We used to have a hard out at midnight. Whatever.
That's the one thing we don't have, and that's okay. And we've been very restrained. And it's okay, actually, to love a hobby up to a point. That's actually it's not a crime. It's not a crime to have a limit to how much you want to do something. Some of you, I hear you, fiends. And then she cried. And then Okada wins, and then the Don Callis family, including little Greggy, comes out, and Greggy beat up a Costco guy on the pre-show, and that was really fun, and he has his pink cast on. And they all come
he's
out.
full of a lot of energy. Like, he's been to the Ginger stable recently because he's prancing and dancing.
He's been pining away while he's had to be off TV, clearly.
Imagine what it would be like to be trapped in a basement with Greg, and every time you get to go up to the cookery for an hour, a mere hour or two, all he's doing is boiling eggs, and he boils 40 to 50 eggs, brings them back down to the basement that you're trapped in with them.
Greg, we already ate so much ham that got thrown down here, and now you brought like 40 hard-boiled eggs, and they're all in coffee cups. It's just like a tray full of coffee cups of eggs.
And they're just smelling more and more sulfuric as the hours pass. Anyway, and so no one wants to engage with Greg, so that's why he has all this energy now, and he beat up the Costco guy. That's fine. And he comes out to celebrate, and then Takeshita comes out, and he's not looking very happy because of what happened at the pay-per-view, and Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher cut him off in the aisle. And what I thought when I read this recap and was thinking about what happened, I was like, I thought that, like, Kyle Fletcher obviously has been like Don Callis's favored son, his favored nephew lover, as I've been calling it. But suddenly I was like, is Kyle Fletcher accidentally becoming a co-parent to the Don Callis family I thought there was something there maybe.
He did have a certain level of anxiety where he was like, oh, guys, please, no. We're all brothers here.
I know he won't do it, and no one would like it, but I personally think it would be really funny if Kyle Fletcher was having a good time being the favored son, and then one day wakes up and is like, now why are 5 large men coming to me every day to complain about a problem they expect me to fix, and I'm acting like I do think I have to fix it. And I'm stressed out and it's affecting my sleep.
I would love it if Kyle Fletcher was like, this family has got to stop expecting emotional labor from me, okay?
And then someone starts crying and he's like, I can't deal with that right now. Everybody go to your rooms. Go to your bunk bed. Go to your bunk bed. I need quiet time. I need quiet. And someone's like, but I was going to ask you. He says, I need 1 hour of quiet time before anybody talks to me again. I'm going out to the back porch. I'm taking a glass of white wine and a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. And I don't want to hear a single voice for 1 hour.
God, I wish I had a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos right now.
I know. You know what happened to me the other day? There's a snack drawer at work. They have the little, tiny bags of chips. And I got a tiny bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. And I ate them. And I swear to God, there was no seasoning in that bag.
No.
It was actually, I was just like, this was my shriveled pearls conspiracy theory, where I was like, I have to get to the factory. I need to know
what happened here.
How could you do this to me?
They were like, they saw that the seasoning machine had run out and the batch didn't get seasoned, but they were like, it's fine, just bag them up.
And the thing is, relatable. But like most problems that I encounter and I'm mad about, if I think about it from the perspective of the person who caused it, I'm like, yeah, that would have been me. So I can't get too mad at you. Okay, I think that's everything, right?
I just want to add that Okada, like when Takeshita came out, Okada turned and made like the smirkiest, like, I'm not touching you face of all time. And I was like, Okada's so fun. I don't know if we say that enough. He's so fun.
He's
he's a little goof.
He's doing a great job. And I have to say, I think that I have kicked into gear with the wrestling. Or maybe he's kicked into gear. I don't know what's happened, but the wrestling is much better and more legible to me now than it was.
Yeah.
So I like that very much.
Totally.
And that simply has to be everything. And honestly, I think I could have done worse.
No, you did great.
You did
absolutely great.
Thank you, girls. And I needed to hear that. And on that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ian.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Chris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, Blue Sky at Tunnel Talk Pod, via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. For a very limited time now, we do still have a souvenir stand. You can find it at chop-tees.com. Again, we don't know when that's shutting down. So if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network. You can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord, where I did a little discipline this week. No, I didn't. I made a meme. And as always, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. As always, stay frosty. And also, as always, yet again, please come back next week.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.